dedicated to each and every one of you who appreciate a great glass of wine. You know what I mean?
It's Monday. Let's raise a glass to the beginning of another week. It's time to unscrew, uncork, or saber a bottle. And let's begin exploring the wine glass. When the clock struck 12 to kick 2020 out the door, so many thought 2021 would be better. Yet here we still are in the grasp of COVID with another variant closing the doors again. As we approach the last few days of 2021, I thought it was necessary to get some good laughs in. This episode of Wine Writer Wrap-Up is a bit different. It is not wine-focused, rather it is laugh-centric. The Darwin Awards are an annual, somewhat spoof ceremony honoring the people who have passed away this year from their own stupidity. During the episode, I share some of the nominees, and although it's sad they passed away, the circumstances in which they did are downright hysterical.
Hey everybody, I'm Lori Budd, a UC Davis winemaking program, someday service, champagne specialist, and WSET Level 2 graduate. You can find Exploring the Wine Glass on all the socials as well as your favorite podcast catchers. If you haven't subscribed yet, now's the perfect time to swipe, subscribe, rate, and review. I promise I'll never tell you what to drink, but I'll always share what's in my glass. Hey everybody, welcome to December's episode of Wine Writers Wrap Up. It is a busy time, but my friend Deb didn't let me stand alone.
Not at all.
Here.
Partners in crime.
Partners in crime to the very end, absolutely. So today is just something a little different. We're not really going to be talking about wine. I thought, the year has sucked. Right? 2020 was bad. Everybody was like, bring on 2021. And everybody thought, as if when the clock struck 12 and 2021 entered, everything was going to go away and it was going to be a great year. And it really still isn't. We still are having issues. We're still having, more and more variants. And I just need to laugh. I just totally need to laugh. So I reached out. Yeah, right? We need to laugh. So this is not about wine, this episode. This is just pure stupidity. Now, those of you who know me, we are drinking wine. So you know what? Let's get into that first. Deb, what are you drinking?
I'm drinking Greek wine.
Nice.
It is 50% Astratico, 50% Monavesa.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's why you got I'm not.
There you go.
It's Domaine Sigala.
All right.
It is really nice.
Nice. Well, I am drinking San Simeon, and I am drinking Viognier. Okay, so San Simeon Viognier.
I like that label with the lighthouse.
Oh, yeah. Well, that is San Simeon. One of my favorite places to visit. They have all of...
Isn't it?
Yeah. It's by, Hearst Castle. Actually, it is where Hearst Castle is and everything. I just love it there. So beautiful. I get to see the I always confuse them, sea lions.
Yeah.
And I'm always a happy camper there. So that is what I am drinking because, you know what, I don't have a lot of Viognier, and I love Viognier. So,
and you know what, I think Viognier is a nice winter white.
I agree.
Because it's got that full bodiness.
Yeah. And this has that glycerin in a Viognier that I like. And I know that's one of those things about that is 50-50 kind of. People either like that in the wine or they don't like that in the wine, kind of like petrol in Riesling, right? Some people are like, yeah, bring me that petrol, and others like, I'm not gonna go that route. But I'm a fan of the glycerin.
And actually, Greek wines, I've really seen them grow and mature in a good way.
Yeah.
Because years ago, I used to do a wine tasting at the Greek church in Poughkeepsie, and I've seen them really, the quality of Greek wines has really progressed. This is a wonderful wine.
I love Hysterical.
Although the Monavesa is from the island of Palos.
Oh,
but the Hysterical is from Santorini.
Oh, okay. All right. Does it say what the percentages are?
50-50.
It is 50-50. Okay.
But the
I think you said that, yes.
Stronger, so there's more citrus coming through, where the Monavesa is more, I think, on the body and the structure, and brings a little bit more tropical fruits to it, or tree fruits, where the Hysterical is more lemon and lime, like lemon and lime.
How's the acid on that?
It's nice. It's not racy. It's a good balance. It kind of tingles on the finish.
Because Hysterical is kind of a high acid.
Okay. But the other one balances it out.
Balances out. Very nice. And what's the alcohol on that?
I think it's 14.5.
Wow, that can do some damage.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I've got you beat.
What do you got?
14.9 for a Viognier. Wow. It doesn't taste 14.9 at all. And again, that's what causes the damage. Now, you just don't think white wines have that. You know, I always think of white wines as, oh, it's an 11% alcohol, it's a 12% alcohol. You know, it's, you know.
They carry a punch.
Yeah, they do. They do. So, all right. So we are going to get into what the episode is about. And every year there is something called the Darwin Awards. And I love the Darwin Awards for two reasons. One, I love Darwin. I mean, I love Darwin. I could have been his research, assistant or whatever. Just what he believes, how he proved things is just, I'm a biologist. That's what I love. Okay. I love genetics. I love evolution. To me, it's such a cool concept of how we got from there to here, and how we all evolved. And one of the favorite things that I like to say, and it is honestly perfect for right now, is, as Darwin stated, it is survival of the fittest. Okay, so you either need to adapt to the environment or the environment rules you out. Okay, so there's loads of things that we see. Right now there's a Red Bull commercial where I think there's two antelopes and a lion comes through the high grass, and the one antelope opens up a Red Bull and the other antelope says, well, that's not going to make you outrun the lion. And the first antelope says, no, but it will make me able to run faster than you. Okay, so faster antelopes are going to survive because they're not going to get attacked by the lions. Okay, so these are the things that occur, and divergent evolution and all of this. So I think it is hysterical. Now, the Darwin Awards, I do not know, poor research on my behalf, but I don't know when they actually started. But they've been around for quite some time, and they basically are the epitome of you can't fix stupid, right? And for today's times, not to get too political, right, but in today's times, we have a lot of stupidity going on.
Oh, my God.
Mm-hmm. Right? There is a lot of stupidity going on, and as much as I hate to say, there's people who are not stupid who are losing the battle with this, virus. There's a lot of stupid people who are losing it, and you just can't fix it, right? You can't fix it. And that's what the Darwin Awards is about, right? Can't fix stupid. So that's what the Darwin Award is all about. So every year they get nominations for people who have died in the stupidest ways possible. So one of the first ones that I had ever seen is, you have to feel bad, but one of the first ones I ever saw of the Darwin Awards was a veterinarian. So not a stupid individual, an intelligent individual. And this veterinarian died because the elephant he was taking care of was a little backed up. And so he was giving the elephant an enema. And the enema took effect a little faster than the vet thought he was going to take effect. And they later found the vet suffocated in a very large pile of elephant poo. And he was a Darwin winner.
Poor guy wasn't even alive to receive his award.
I know. Well, that's the thing. No Darwin Award winners are. Yeah. They're all posthumous. How do you say it? Posthumously.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Posthumously, right? So that was the very first Darwin Award that I had ever heard, and that brought my attention. So I thought it would be funny as we bring in the 2022. I think we need to do a little laughing. So I thought that we would bring up a couple of Darwin deaths. So the first one is the brainless bungee jumper. In 1997, police in Reston, Virginia issued a statement saying they had found a body of a 22-year-old Eric Barcia who had apparently died attempting to bungee off a 70-foot bridge. Eschewing commercial bungee opportunities, Eric had happily taken matters into his own hands and tied several bungee cords together. He strapped himself on securely, tied the other end to the bridge, and jumped, confident in the knowledge that he'd carefully measured out the bungee's total length, just under 70 feet. Of course, he did forget that bungees stretch.
Splat.
A big splat. A big splat. So, first of all, tying bungees together is never a smart issue, right? You want a single bungee when you're doing this, but
well, not for jumping purposes. There's a reason why there's bungee cords, but
right, absolutely. So, can you imagine this guy? Right? He's like, yeah, I'm gonna go bungee jumping, and then kind of forgot that one major thing.
And he's lucky they held together.
Right? That's what I'm saying. You don't tie bungee cords together.
Because they're hooked. I mean, so going down, yeah, but, you go up and...
They unhook. Yeah, they could. So you got to wonder, honestly, I have never gone bungee jumping. I would love to go skydiving, but not bungee jumping. Bungee jumping, I think, is a bit too hard on my back. All I envision is my vertebrae.
Right? Either one.
I'll go skydiving, but I won't go bungee jumping. I don't like that concept of dropping all the way down and then my spine go bloop, as it's going on. But so, what do you think? Award? Should he be a winner of the Darwin Awards?
You know what? You can't fix stupid, so.
I think that's a good one. I think it's a good one. All right. A luckless sled neck. Ordinarily, a man killed by an avalanche is suffering from a natural disaster and not eligible for the Darwin Awards. But the circumstances surrounding the death of Walter, a 43-year-old Fairbanks man, are unusual enough to warrant an exception. He was killed not by the natural disaster, but by his own blatant stupidity. Walter was high marking on his snowmobile. I don't know what high marking is. This almost entirely pointless exercise involves driving as far as you can up a pristine slope before the sled gets stuck, and then bombing back down again.
Okay, I get that.
Right? Okay, good.
From a skier's perspective, I get that.
Right, so he's going up, he's gunning as steep a slope as he can, and then ultimately the sled's going to conk out.
To go back down.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So state troopers had warned that conditions meant avalanches were likely. Earlier in the day, Walter had triggered an avalanche and had been buried up to his waist. Any normal person might be shaken up by this, or at the very least take it as a sign that they should stop. But this committed Sled Neck kept right on revving up and down the hillside until he triggered a second bigger avalanche, which swept down and killed him. So he survived one avalanche.
So instead of sitting there, waist up in snow, waiting for help, he just, like, I'm going to get out of this.
No, I think he got help. The crew, that's what happened. He got help. So the ski patrol got him out, and then he went and did it again.
Bad avalanche, conditions, and you keep on going? Hello?
Oh, my goodness.
Like, although, you know what? He might have thought in, a sixth sense that he could trigger the avalanche and then do that flip thing and get down before all the snow.
Well, probably that is exactly what he thought.
That's probably what his mind thought was.
Or he thought, I already did one award. I already did one avalanche. So I'm not going to, there can't be two avalanches in a day.
I don't know.
That's kind of that's almost equivalent to the poop vet.
I think that was dumb luck on his part. He just couldn't get his hand out in time.
I was say, I think I'd rather be buried alive.
I'm not even going to go there, but
I think I'd rather be buried alive in snow than an elephant poop.
Elephant dung.
So, all right, this one was, you would think an airborne officer needs a little intelligence, right? You can't be an airborne officer with, being low on that.
Officer?
Like like a petty officer in the Air Force.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay, so this guy here, Brandon Dilber of the United States Navy.
All right, time out. Dilber.
Well, actually, it actually does say it's a pseudonym. They kept his name private, which I think goes against the rules of Darwin Awards. But so he was in the Navy, and he lost his life while in service to his country and is officially honored with the full respect due to a fallen hero. And literally, he fell because he was trying to Superman out of the naval helicopter while it was flying in the air. Okay. So what is Supermaning?
No parachute, no nothing.
No. So what is Supermaning? You know how those helicopters in the military open up the back so things can go out the back, right? So Supermaning had recently been invented.
Down the chute? Like
what? Yeah, arms out.
Down the chute.
Yes. Okay. So Supermaning had been recently invented by certain troops goofing off in the aircraft. Petty Officer Dilber, basically what they do is they tie themselves to the helicopter, and then as the ramp goes down, right, they lie themselves out. So their feet are still in contact with the ramp, and then they lower themselves so that they are parallel to the ground below them. Right? So they're harnessed, attached to the helicopter, and then they lower themselves down, and they act like they're flying out of the back of the helicopter. All right. So you got that image?
Got that image.
Okay. All right. So Dilber here made his makeshift harness to defeat the supernaturally strong winds, and he, of course, in today's world, was on social media showing him Supermaning. Okay? So he was on an MH-53, which apparently is the largest helicopter in the United States, and was traveling at a speed of 138 miles per hour, carrying 52 troops. 52 troops, or 36,000 pounds of cargo. So
that's a lot of weight.
Yeah, I think, yeah. So Petty Officer Brandon strapped a 10-foot belt under his shoulders and slowly let himself out over the edge of the cargo ramp while fellow crews taped winning photos of his antics. With his iron grip did slip, and the full weight of his body was briefly held by the loose harness, which then soon slipped from under his arms off his shoulders, sending him falling down 125 feet into the Persian Gulf. So, he was holding on to the harness. They were videoing him for social media. He gave a thumbs up, which made him let go of the harness that he was held on to. And he fell 125 feet.
That's not very far, though, is it?
Well, you drop 125 feet and see if you survive.
I don't know.
You figure a story is 9 feet?
What?
Right, a story, each level in a building.
Right, so it is pretty far.
Right.
It is pretty far.
You're looking at, quite a high building.
But you know what? I think that's just pure stupidity.
Well, yes, because it's social media.
Yeah. And you know what? It's one thing like the vet with the elephant poop.
Yeah, that's just kind of sad, ironic. Yeah.
Yeah, but when you're doing a stunt, and this is my opinion only, okay? You're doing a stunt, and you're doing a stunt to possibly get on social media, and maybe the bungee guy was doing the same thing. Should you get a Darwin Award? No, because it's stupidity. What the vet was doing was performing a procedure on an animal.
He shouldn't get the Darwin. He shouldn't have won the award.
And the animal let loose before he could remove everything.
Right.
Yes. He needs the Darwin Award.
No. I think it's the other way around. He wasn't stupid. Darwin is ruling out stupidity.
I have a hard time getting my head around it. But for the people that are just like, this guy doing it for the social media thing?
He's a Darwin winner.
Yes,
he's a Darwin winner. So you got to be stupid to win the Darwin.
Okay. Things out. But bungee guy too,
Yeah.
I mean, hello. I don't use bungee cord much, but I know how to use a bungee cord. But,
and it stretches. Know it stretches.
I know it interlocks, and then I know it can also uninterlock.
So here's the thing, and again, not to be political, but he did get, it was ruled an accident, and it was ruled a death in the line of duty. So he actually is part of the American heroes who lost their lives during the Iraq War.
We don't want to go political, so I'm not even going to...
Yeah, that one's... because...
And I get, you want to do fun things, whether they're stupid, whatever. We've all been there, and we're all going to all continue to be there. Even when I'm in my 80s, I'm going to be doing stuff if I live that long. But should he get an honor for it? No, I don't think so.
Yeah, no.
Sorry.
All right, here we go.
Sorry.
All right, the YouTube Plunger. In a paraglider named Craig from Riverton in Utah decided he'd try out a new soft way of landing and splashed down in a canal. The first part went swimmingly, with Craig executing a perfect landing. Unfortunately, the swimming part didn't go quite so well, as Craig's parachute filled with water and dragged him downstream and drowned him.
So he parachuted into a stream.
Right, because
there was no way to detach his parachute.
Right, so he parasailed, and when you land, right, it's a hard landing, right? So he thought he would land softer in the water.
But I see his parachute probably got under him and then dragged him down. But where was
it was a good thought.
Where was his rescue boat or whatever?
I guess he didn't think that all the way through. I'm thinking he's one of those people, that just jump off a cliff and throw out their own parachute type thing.
Yeah.
You know, those people, they don't have, I'm guessing he's one of those people.
That comes in the little thing that you push, when you were
Yeah, like the little army dude. That always got wrapped up in his own parachute.
Yeah.
I wonder how many people listening actually know what we're talking about. That was always a stocking stuffer. That was like, right? You had to take the parachute and puncture the little holes, right? And then take the little tiny thread and put it in there. Then tie it to the little army dude. Yep. And then you throw it up in the air. And one out of 20 times. Mm-hmm. Childhood memories.
Yeah.
You know what I saw in this? You know what I saw in the store today?
What?
A slinky.
Really?
Yes, a slinky.
Yeah, they sell them at Walmart.
Do they?
Yeah, because Paul bought them to keep Bob out of our awning. Because he read if we put a slinky in the awning, Bob, who's our resident, I think it's a sparrow, kept making nests in the awning. And then that didn't stop him, and then he had to put Brillo up there. Steel wall up there.
Oh.
But slinkies at Walmart, they were $7.
Oh, well, I was at the Dollar General, which, by the way, no longer $1. Everything's $1.25 now.
You know what? They're for the slinkies. But it didn't matter. Bob is still a resident. Bob found his way around the slinky.
Yeah. Sparrows are pretty smart. They're actually like kind of parasitic birds.
Yeah. His whole family comes. His offspring. Yeah. We have it's quite a party.
Well, now they have a slinky, so it's a true party. All right. Well, since we talked about the paraplunger, we have a cliff diver.
Okay.
Who has won the award. So, this 27-year-old met his untimely demise at Shrinklehaven in Wales. In an apparent attempt to impress a group of teenage boys, the man dove off an 80-foot cliff into the water. If done properly, an 80-foot cliff dive shouldn't be fatal, but it appears the man had zero prior experience of high diving. He was knocked unconscious by the water, and although the teenagers climbed down and fished him out, he was proclaimed dead on arrival.
That's sad, because it was probably a life dream he had. That, or he would drink too much wine or something.
Maybe. Although maybe if he had wine, he wouldn't have hit his head. I don't.
Well, maybe he. I don't want to say I don't know how to dive. I know how to dive, but I have a hard time keeping my chin to my chest. So maybe that's what happened to him.
Maybe. But 80 feet, you have to make sure that your hands are above your head to cut through the water, the surface.
He might have looked up.
Yeah.
in the shoe with me. That's why I don't dive. But,
I used to dive as a youngin. I used to dive. I have several trophies for top dives. I loved diving. Diving and swimming kind of go hand in hand.
yeah, not much fun.
No. All right. In honor of my dad and my brother, who are electricians, we have an electrician Darwin winner. So this guy here, the hapless individual was a man named Rodney, who was happily doing laps of Lake Washington when he realized his, oh, I already know where this is going. When he realized his battery was running a bit low. Pulling up toward the shore, he moored his jet ski and ran to get a set of jump leads. He plugged the ends into a 110-volt outlet, ran down to the water's edge carrying the clips, the red and black clips. Unfortunately, he didn't stop at the edge and plunged straight into electrocuting himself instantly.
How do you do that?
He was running in water when he connected the jump cables.
Go in water. That's like 101. Poor guy.
He was in water. Oh, my goodness gracious. Oh, my God. I would like to think my father and brother would never, ever do that. All right, let's see. What?
Electricity and water don't mix.
They do not.
That like in grade school about, electric storms, thunderstorms and.
Yep.
Wow.
Maybe he missed that day.
Yeah, he was absent. He was playing with his bungee cords.
Yes, absolutely.
And now, a word from our sponsor.
Bright light city, gonna set my soul, gonna set my soul.
Did you know that Dracaena Wines has a wine club? We named it the Chalk Club. Draco is on our label, but Vegas was getting a bit jealous, so we decided he deserved to be our wine club spokesdog. In Las Vegas, betting chalk means that you are betting on all of the favorites, and we're gambling that once you taste our wines, we will become one of your favorite wineries. The club is simple, yet a bit different than most. We don't ask for a lot of commitment like others do. Choose between 3 tiers. The Sweet 16, where you'll receive 3 bottles twice a year and get 25% off all orders. Sign up for the Elite 8 and get 30% off all orders and receive 4 bottles twice a year. Or make it to the Final 4 and receive 6 bottles twice a year, as well as receiving 35% off all purchases. All tiers receive discounted shipping, are customizable, and are eligible for unlimited referral bonuses. Add $15 to your bank for each person you refer. Head to www.dracaenawines.com or the link in the show notes to find out all the Chalk Club has to offer and to sign up. We've stocked the odds so that you can get our award-winning wines without breaking the bank.
This is a 2020 winner.
Okay, that's last year.
Yeah, so this is last year's winner. I'm going to read you how they wrote it, because this person actually wrote a pretty funny story or way to write it. Hands are numb. Oh, by the way, this is in Japan. Okay. Hands are numb, but must operate smartphone, muttered 47-year-old Tetsu to his live stream audience as he skidded and stumbled up the snow-covered Shubashiri Trail of Mount Fuji. I wish I had brought heat packs, he lamented, and then he was heard to say, "Wait, I think I'm slipping." 62 miles west of Tokyo, iconic Mount Fuji is one of Japan's 3 holy mountains. A 12,389-foot volcanic summit visited by religious pilgrims, mountain climbers, and sightseers, the trek is cold and slippery even during the brief summer season when amenity stations are staffed and available for the benefit of climbers. In the off-season, the stations are closed and mountain conditions are downright hostile and inhospitable. A winter climber needs a proper gear, climbing experience, and a booster pack of common sense. Tetsu lacked all three. Wearing street clothes suitable for a typical October day in Tokyo and carrying nothing more than a pair of climbing poles, Tetsu fired up his smartphone and proceeded up the Shubashiri Trail, which incidentally most climbers use only for descent. Live streaming for the Nico Nico video sharing platform, he entitles his video, "Let's Go to Snowy Mount Fuji." In hindsight, the title implies that Tetsu considered Snowy Mount Fuji as safe as a ski resort or Christmas tree farm. Viewers, of course, began to view in. Following his happy jaunt up the ash-covered trail, ashes soon turned to snow and then to deep snow. Tetsu's viewers were now being treated to a litany of complaints about cold, numb hands and a bitter lack of hot packs. Those watching might have started to feel a bit bad for Tetsu. This was a very good time for him to turn back and resume a life of relative anonymity. A turning point, as it were, but he was on social media. They urged him to continue, and of course, he continued. Continuing his social media commentary as he juggles climbing poles and smartphone in his frostbitten mitts, Tetsu demonstrates a classic case of misplaced priorities when he states that despite numb extremities, he must continue for social media. His viewers no doubt noticed that the fence has ended, and he is perilously close to the brink. He has now passed the point of no return. There is absolutely nothing his viewers could do except tune out in disbelief. Bullshit. They were all tuning in because that's how our society works, you know. Yeah. You know they were watching him. "Oh, this place is slippery, getting dangerous," he belatedly notices. "I'm trying to walk by the rocks." Yes, rocks. "It's steep." Does his audience hear reassuring sounds of him gripping the ice as he continues past the end of safety fence into uncertain territory? Nope. He didn't grab the crampons. The slope at that point, because he didn't have any, the slope at that point is 30 degrees, as anyone still watching could see. In his continued play-by-play march along an increasingly risky path, Tetsu frequently cautions himself against falling. Some of his viewers might have given wry chuckle as his sudden realization of what had gotten himself into. His inappropriate footwear now failing him, he trips, stumbles. More than once he asks himself whether or not he's on the right track. Astonishingly close to the summit for an amateur winter hiker, Tetsu at last utters the anticlimactic words, "Wait, I'm slipping." Experienced Mount Fuji climbers say if you start slipping, you have one chance at self-arrest before it's too late. Even now, Tetsu might drop his phone and jab his climbing poles into the ground. But no, he cannot drop his phone. His smartphone is way too important, and he is way too intelligent. Still live streaming, viewers are treated to a spectacle of feet flailing and poles tumbling free. A few seconds later, the phone footage abruptly stops. The final chilling image shows a climbing pole frozen in mid-flight.
That's really sad. I mean, but he obviously had something to prove. To who? To the people on the other side of the phone.
Right. Well, that's all.
It's really, you know, it's really sad when, and you don't know who's tuning in and what's, you know, oh yeah, go, 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 go. Oh, look at this jerk. You know, and now that cost a life. And he was somebody's child. He was somebody's son. He might have been somebody's husband. He might have been a father. You don't know.
That's true. But you kind of, I mean, I'll be the mean one. You kind of hope that stupidity gene stopped with there.
Oh my God. But yeah, it's like, hello. And if you're going to go do something like that, you got to research it.
Yeah, that's not something you just kind of go and do. But apparently he made it somewhat close. He made it rather far. And he will now live in infamy as a Darwin winner.
Award winner. You just gotta shake your head sometimes. It's like, hello. I actually been doing that a lot lately, but
I know.
Yeah.
I know. Sadly, I'm seeing more of the need to head shake lately than for other things. Yes.
Like, really?
Yes. Well, I'm going to add one last story, and
Okay.
just because I think it is a hysterical one, and it has a little twist to it. So another Darwin winner was a thief who was trying to break into a home. And what he did was he tried to get in through the garage door. Okay? So what he did some research, so he was kind of paying attention, and he waited for this couple to leave for, I guess, their date night or whatever. And when they left, he stopped the garage door, or apparently somehow stopped the garage door from closing all the way, and he on his stomach trying to shimmy his way into the garage. Well, in the process of shimmying his way into the garage, he knocked the laser or something. I don't know how that all works. But the thing that tells the garage door to stop going down because something is in its way did not work. So the garage door just kept coming down, and then just kept coming down, and kept coming down, and kept coming down. So after the lovely date night that this couple had, they arrived home, and as they pulled into their driveway and pushed their garage door opener, it did not open because eventually it all shut down or however because of the power.
Right.
And what they found was legs sticking out of their garage door.
Kind of like the Wicked Witch of the West.
Exactly. So they find these legs sticking out. They go in. They somehow open the garage door. They find the other half of the man in the garage, and they call the police. This is a Darwin nominee. He did not win, but he was a nominee. So
That is I can't fix stupid. I mean, are you kidding me? You're going to rob a place and stuck in a garage?
I would love to be the person to drive up and see that happen to somebody. I wouldn't want to be in that situation, but I want to see it. But so this is the little twist. The person did pass away, so sad, but his own stupidity led him to that. But his family sued the homeowners.
No way.
They did.
I hope they didn't win.
They did.
How?
They said that the garage door should have, if it was incorrectly or manufacturer, whatever, that it should have stopped. Right? The whole idea of a garage door, right? If you run through a garage door as it's closing, it stops.
He was trying to rob the house.
That's our society.
Oh man, there's something wrong with that.
So he is a Darwin nominee. I'm not sure if he won or not, but he is a Darwin nominee, and his family won lots and lots and lots of money from the homeowners and I believe the garage door people, because you always do the big people, right? That's what you do in today's world, right?
Unfortunately, yeah, it is a free society.
So. I mean, kind of. How funny would that be? You come home and you see the Wicked Witch of the West right there.
I'm like envisioning that in my house.
Or East, whichever one died. Which one died? No, the West is the Wicked West of the Wicked Witch of the West. She's the one who lived, right? She's the green one, right? It was the East.
I thought it was the Wicked Witch of the West
that died.
died.
So who's the green one?
I always wanted to go see Wicked in Broadway. And
I've seen it 3 times, and I still can't answer the
I
question.
always wanted to, and every year I would come, Paul, I want to go see Wicked. I want to see Wicked in Broadway. Do you think he'd go buy me tickets?
I think the Wicked Witch of the East is the one who died, and the Wicked Witch of the West is the one who havocs Dorothy. I think. But we'll have to... Anybody who's listening to this,
yes,
shoot us an email. Shoot us a thing on social media. Let us know which is the witch that died.
Because it's the Wicked Witch of the West, and then there was I want to say Esmeralda, but that's not her name, but the Good Witch.
No, I think it... Oh, I don't know. No, Esmeralda is the aunt on Bewitched. I don't know. It could be the Wicked Witch. It could be the witch of the Glenda, the Good Witch of the North.
Yes, Glenda's the Good Witch
of the North. I'm telling you, I think the witch that got run over by the house is the Wicked Witch of the East. Because it was the West. It was the West sister.
Whole time, is it the West or is it the East? And who's got the answer?
There we go. We'll go with that. We'll go. I think I'm gonna Google that when we get off, and I'm gonna let you know. I think the East died and the West is the green one. That's my thought.
I think it's the other way around, but I think.
All right. Well.
I think it was the Good Witch, though.
No, because they were the Wicked Witch, ding dong, the Wicked Witch is dead.
Yep.
Glinda's a good witch, but we never saw a Witch of the South, right? Glinda didn't ever talk about a Witch of the South.
I didn't see the play.
No, but you watch Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
Glinda is the Good Witch of the North.
Okay.
So there's got to be a Witch of the South. You got to figure.
All right, we're reading too much into it.
All right, Deb. I have a riddle for you.
Oh my God, I suck at riddles.
I think you're gonna get this one.
I doubt it.
Okay, I think you're gonna get it. Okay, 5 pieces of coal, a carrot, and a hat were lying in a garden. Nobody put them there, but there's a logical reason why they were there. What is it?
The snowman.
Yeah!
I can't believe, I'm catching on. I'm not good at riddles, but I'm catching on. Frosty. It's Frosty.
It was Frosty.
Actually, I've been watching on TV, there's that commercial where the girl has the snowman. She makes the snowman. And I don't know if it's her brother or her neighbor comes and tears the snowman apart, and she comes running out of the house. And she takes the snowman inside, puts it in the freezer, and it lasts through the summer and everything.
Aww.
And back outside in the winter, and then somebody comes and bikes through it, and then they all build a new one.
Oh my God! What the hell is that for?
I don't even remember what the commercial's for. I've seen it on football when I watch football.
Oh. All right.
So
I'm gonna have to watch that. That sounds like a psychotic commercial.
So he saves that snowman.
All right, Deb. I know you have some stuff up and coming. So what are you doing to keep yourself busy? Because I know you are like me and cannot sit still. So what are you up to?
So I'm Debbie Giaquindo. I'm the Hudson Valley Wine Goddess, and I'm a wine blogger, wine writer, wine educator, and I also own a restaurant in North Wildwood, New Jersey called Trio North Wildwood. And we have a great New Year's Eve dinner planned for everybody. We're going to have champagne toast, but a sparkling wine toast for everybody that comes in and dines with us that night. And actually tomorrow night I am doing a wine tasting at End of the Road Theater. We are watching Bottle Shock, and we're going to taste 2 Chardonnays, a French Chardonnay, a California Chardonnay, a Burgundy Sauvignon Blanc, because there is a region in Burgundy that just produces Sauvignon Blanc, and a California Sauvignon Blanc. And then we're going to taste the Chateau Monteleone Chardonnay. And then the restaurant is going to be closed for 3 months, and I'm going to be concentrating more on my wine writing and possibly going out to visit Lori. And people like getting in some trouble in California. And you just never know, but I'm going to have some nice downtime. And I also have to go wedding dress shopping for my daughter because she's getting married next year. So I think that's it.
Lots of stuff happening.
Oh, I'm author of a book called Tapping the Hudson Valley, based on weekend itineraries visiting the Hudson Valley area, and just Google me if I forgot anything, it'll be there.
Well, I am kind of upset that I'm not in the area to go to the movie and wine pairing thing. Like, I think that is such a cool concept. I absolutely love it. And I actually brought this concept up to Nick Berube, who has been ghosting me. Well, he's got other stuff going on now, but I want to do a watch a movie and just like what is that show where it's like the robots watching the film, the Mystery Theater 3000.
Okay.
Right, where they just watch a movie and they talk throughout the whole movie, making fun of the movie. That's what I want to do. I want to watch a movie and totally make fun of it throughout the entire movie, which will make for a very long podcast. But we can break it up into 3 different podcasts. So that's what's in the agenda in the future. I think it is Mystery Science Theater 3000 is what is the show that actually does it. But that's what's in the future. So that will be a new thing coming up for Exploring the Wine Glass in the future. But anyways, thank you, Deb, for joining me, and thank you for allowing me to laugh at some stupidity in the world, because I think we all need to laugh at stupidity in the world.
We do. And you know what? In this day and age, you have to laugh.
Absolutely.
You know, it's just a way to get through everything.
I agree. I concur.
Yeah.
And Darwin was a very smart man, and one of these days I'm going to get to the Galapagos Islands, and I'm going to be the happiest camper on the face of the earth. But in the meantime, we will just have to drink.
Cheers.
So, slancha!
Happy holidays!
Happy holidays!
Give me the blow, wine. Give me the white wine.
This has been another episode of Exploring the Wine Glass. Thanks for listening. If you have suggestions on what topics you would like me to discuss, please reach out on social media. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook as Exploring the Wine Glass. I am also on LinkedIn as Lori Hoytbud. Of course, you can always email me at exploringthewineglass@gmail.com. If you enjoyed what you heard, please rate, review, and subscribe to help others find me more easily. And most importantly, tell your wine-loving friends, because if you like the podcast, they will too. Music is Wine by Kevens. Until next week, slancha.